Okay, so we've just discovered that we're both morons and we can't measure.
Hey.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are picking up bug from my sister's farm. Check this thing out. We haven't really done much of a video on it. A little bit of rot down in the corner, but the heater channels look good. And this thing is going to stay pretty much in its black patina glory. We have pretty much all the parts for this too. So the plan is we're going to try to move this over into another shed because they want to keep this shed here for all the horse stuff. And we're actually going to pick up the chassis and take it down to my place and get started on that. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. A little bit of rot down in the corner, down here, a little bit down there, but all in all, not too bad. Now, obviously for the American folk, it has semaphores and it's a 59. So we had semaphores in Australia a lot longer than you guys did. They didn't put turn signals on the front guards. So this is the last year of semaphores before they did go to indicators on front and back. Quite a unique model, this one. Okay, let's go and have a look at this chassis. Go and check it out. All right, here's the plan, everybody. Hey. There's Steve-O over there. We've got the horse float, and oh, here we go. Here's the chassis over here. So look at it. It's living in its own little spot. How cool! So we're going to take this down to the DMOP headquarters, and we're going to get this thing all painted up and fixed up, and yeah, give it some paint and some love. So the idea is we're going to load this up in the horse float. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit completely. It's about 300 mil too long, something like that. But we'll probably just take off the front beam. That'll give us a little bit of extra room, I think, or maybe the back. I don't know. We'll work it out. We'll set this up and get it cracking. Alright, so here's the dilemma, everybody. Unfortunately, the chassis is too long by about 300 mil. It is wide enough, so it will go straight in, but we're too long. So we're going to either have to take the front beam off or jack it up and have it in on an angle, which that's what I'm thinking. So I do have a jack here. I'm going to go and grab that, and let's see if we can get this to work.
A few inches later.
Okay, so we've just discovered that we're both morons and we can't measure.
Hey,
because we got...
You keep me out of this.
Yeah. Whose is this again? So anyway, it fits. All we're going to do is roll this sucker in and get the hell out of here. Let's do it. Okay, you ready? How's that? You! All right, upwards and onwards, let's go.
Two hours later.
Okay, so there we go, guys. It's in the house, and now we can start stripping all the running gear off it. We're going to put it onto the rotisserie that I have for it, and then we can start cleaning up the pan. It's in pretty good nick. It doesn't really need a lot, probably just a lot of painting and other bits and pieces, but there you go. All right, let's continue on it. Okay, guys, so it's the next day. Let's continue on the 58. As you can see here, what's better than one beetle pan? 2 beetle pans. Okay, so yeah, you can have it. You can actually see the difference between a 2-inch lowered spindle and a stock. You can see the height difference there. Okay, so today's plan is we will obviously wheel this one out of here. We're going to strip this pan and get it onto that rotisserie right there, so that we've got a little bit of rust repairs to do. You can see here just some really slight little pinholes here. I'll probably just sandblast this little area. There's a tiny little hole here, and then just a little bit around the battery area that needs, but really the rest of it's actually in really good condition. So, and then yeah, obviously we'll get rid of the gearbox and front beam, and then we can get this in polyurethane black, and then start ordering some bits and pieces for it, some new shocks and cables. And we're not going to use that gearbox. Obviously it's the original split box, and we're going to go with a more modern style one with the better freeway flyer gearing, and yeah, we're good to go. Okay, let's keep moving. All right, so it's time to get the front beam off. I've got this just slightly off the ground, and we're going to undo these 4 main bolts. I think we might have to pop those out. Let's see how we go with this. Probably better get the jack on this before I undo that. I think we might have a problem. Have a look at this. Anyone see anything wonky shonky going on? The beam goes nice and straight, and then bump, bow. Great big bend in it. So this thing's obviously had a bit of a whack. So we'll have to get the oxy onto that. I'll take it up to Oven Boy's place. He's got a nice mean oxy, and we're going to have to heat up that side of the beam, and let's hope that the spring pack's not compromised, which it probably is, but that's all right because I've got extra spring packs. But yeah, I just noticed that bend, that's not good. All right, let's go and get the rear end undone. Okay, so we've moved out the chassis out into the light here, and I've just been running the drill with a couple of different wire brushes just to clean up a lot of the surface rust. Now obviously we've got all these little pinholes here to repair, which we knew that anyway, and on the other side in the battery tray. So yeah, it's getting there. I was thinking about sandblasting, and then I thought probably doesn't really need it. Maybe in a couple of little spots I might just bring out my little pot sandblaster and tackle those little tricky areas. But as you can see already, it's looking a lot better, and we'll spray some Rain-X phosphoric acid on it soon. But I think, yeah, we might just bring out the blaster and get some of these areas here that the wire brush can't get into. Might as well just do it, eh? All right. Righto guys, so I've given it a quick sandblast. Just really went over it very, very lightly just to key the phosphoric acid. So we're just going to give that a light coat now, and that'll suffice to then hit it with the polyurethane. So let's get painting with some acid. Get the acid into it. Okay, so there we go. That is a nice coating of anti-rust treatment. And then of course now we're going to do our repairs to these little spots here. I'll probably, because they're only fairly minor holes, I'm just going to put copper behind them and blast them and call it good. Probably this one here needs to be chopped out. I'll just get some flat steel and put it in that and go from there. Cool, let's continue. You can see here I've got a little bit of copper just behind this hole, so we're going to fill that up, and then we're just going to go along here and strategically, you can see the holes under here. This is going to take a bit of time because I'll probably blow more holes than fix them, but we'll see how we go. And then we've got obviously a big patch over there to do, so let's get cracking. Right, let's chop out this section here. Go and flap that back and keep going. So I didn't want to bore you, but there you go, all ground back. We've put a bit more phosphoric acid on it, cleaned up all those welds over there as well, and yeah, chassis ready to rock and roll. Get some KBS paint on it and continue with the build. All right, let's get this thing painted. Yoo! Okay, let's have a bit of a look-see, and she's looking good. Yeah, I think using the gloss instead of the satin, I've got a theory, and it's actually a friend of mine who was a truck driver, and he said to me, what you want to do, if you've got a shiny surface on the underneath of your truck, and you go and spray some silicone spray on it, nothing is going to stick to it, like mud, dirt, grease, whatever. You can just hose it straight off. But if you've got a satin finish, you have more of a grippier surface for the mud and gunk to grip to. So I actually like that theory, and I figured, well, you know what, I'm going to do this chassis shiny, and yeah, it'll just keep the underneath it that little bit cleaner. So anyway, this thing's done. I have to ring my sister now and give her the bad news and say, open your wallet. You need to spend money on parts now, because we've got to start to put this together. One of the next things we've got to do, which we will do in the next video, is that front beam. As you would have seen in the previous video, it has a bend in it. So we're going to have to get that up to Oven Boy's place and get it repaired. It's got a bit of a kink right here. So we're going to strip that. I'll sandblast it. We'll go and repair it with the oxy and get that done, and then move on from there. So as you can see out here, it's about, oh man, it's probably 34 degrees Celsius. So she's a hot one today. I'm going surfing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo!